like to thank all the students, staff, and visitors we have joining us today. We are here today to celebrate all the veterans who have sacrificed so much for this country. We only celebrate Veterans Day once a year, but we are thankful to these people year-round. Veterans Day hasn't been around forever. It first started in 1938 and was called Armistice Day. This day was made to honor the end of World War I and those who served in it. In 1954, it was officially changed to Veterans Day and made a day to celebrate all the veterans of all rank and force. In honor of this day, I'd like to thank everybody who served and is currently serving. I would especially like to thank all the veterans who can be here with us today. I recognize how much you've had to sacrifice for this country, and I am very grateful for that. Now I would like to introduce the speaker for today, Kristen Gordon.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen in class. I am Officer Janet Gordon. I'd like to welcome you to today's Veterans Day celebration, where we honor all men and women who have sworn an oath to protect and defend our freedoms. A little bit about myself. I'm from Humboldt, Nebraska, where I was born and raised on a dairy farm. I enlisted into the Army National Guard in 2009. I went to basic training in AIT, and I became a transportation soldier. I eventually went to airborne school, where you learn how to jump out of a perfectly good airplane. You are required to complete 5 successful jumps in order to graduate. During this time, I completed 3 weeks of training in Fort Benning, and it was very good training. So 2 weeks you learn how to successfully do a PLF, which is how to properly land. And then the last week is when you complete your 5 qualified jumps. So I was okay with going through the training, and then once we got onto the airplane to do our first jump, I thought to myself, what am I doing here? I'm about to jump out of a perfectly good airplane for no reason. So once we got up to about 2,000 feet, I was like, okay, it'll be fine. They said that they'll give you 3 taps, just in case, there's something wrong why you don't want to jump. I'll never forget this experience. There was a Marine that was ahead of me. He was the first one out the door. He was at least 6'5", and he refused to jump and put both hands on the side of the airplane. And the instructor put a boot in his butt, and he went flying out the door. I made the decision that I would jump by myself. So I completed 5 jumps at Fort Benning, and I graduated airborne school. From there, I went to the 1075th for 8 years in transportation, and I eventually got promoted to a sergeant. And the transportation kind of moved further west, so I decided I wanted to reclass into a 91 Bravo, which is a mechanic. And I eventually became a full-time technician in Lincoln, working on Humvees and 915s and other military equipment. So eventually from the 1075th, I went to 39th Delta, which was a 49th Forward Support Company for the cavalry. And the military provides you a very wide experience, and I've traveled all over the United States. I went to South Korea in 2019 with Delta Company, and I was eventually promoted to Staff Sergeant. My most memorable experience as far as promotion-wise, when I got promoted to Staff Sergeant, it was right on the DMZ between North and South Korea. And my mother and all 3 of my siblings are also in the National Guard. My mom is deployed to Djibouti, Africa. She will return in April, which I will also be, God willing. have finished my officer candidate school, which I will become a second lieutenant in the United States Army. My sister is also in the National Guard in Kansas in the 35th Division, and she will be getting deployed in January to Iraq. And I believe her division will be in like 15 other countries in the Middle East. And then I have 3 small children that attend the school. It's Garrett, Eleanor, and Evelyn Burgett. And my husband also served active duty Marines for 4 years. And he had 2 tours, one for 15 months in Honduras and another tour for 15 months in Poland. For those who have served in the past, in the current 443,000 Guard men and women in 50 states, 3 territories, and DC, who have kept their promise to always be ready, always be there, we salute you today and every day. Thank you for letting me come and speak to you, and thank you for all the veterans that have served today and in the past and the future. Thank you.
Before we get started, we'd like Byron Kuhlenberg, Lynn Lyons, and Randy Mumm to come down here and join us, please. Darlene, you can come down too.
Good morning. My name is Bobby Albers, and I'm the president of the American Legion Auxiliary here in Johnson County. We're one of the biggest organizations in the world, and our job is to help support our Legion, our military men in service, their kids, their families, and especially our veterans. Today, we are here to honor one of our local veterans. He doesn't know about it. So, I'm gonna let you take over and I'll hold.
We love to do these as surprises. This one was a little easier because I had a lot of help. Randy Mumm, would you come up here, please?
What are you doing?
Not only did you give your sacrifice to the service, you still sacrifice for us every day in the police department, and we are honored to give you this quilt today. The Quilt of Valor Foundation is a national organization founded in 2003 by Blue Star mom, Catherine Roberts. With a son deployed in Iraq, a gunner sitting atop a Humvee, she felt 10 seconds away from panic 24 hours a day, every day. It was during that time her son was deployed that she had the idea of comforting veterans with quilts. With each quilt, the mission to honor service members and veterans is fulfilled. One human being reaching out and touching another, without judgment, with reaching out with acceptance and with acknowledgement of service to our nation. A quilt of valor is made of 3 layers, and each layer has its own special meaning. The top, with its many colors, shapes, and fabrics, represents the communities and the many individuals we are. The batting, the filler, is the center of the quilt. Its warmth, it represents our hope that this quilt will bring warmth, comfort, peace, and healing to the individual who receives it. The backing is the strength that supports the other layers. It represents the strength of the recipient, the support of his or her family, our communities, and our nation. Each stitch that holds the layers together represents love, gratitude, and sometimes the tears of the maker. Each quilt also represents a 3-part message for the givers to those receiving. First, we honor you for your service. We honor you for leaving all you hold dear and to stand in harm's way in a time of crisis, protecting us from the effects of war. Next, we know that freedom is not free. The cost of freedom is the dedication of lives of men and women like you, and this quilt is meant to say thank you for your sacrifice. And finally, this quilt is meant to offer comfort to you and to remind you that although your family and friends cannot be with you at all times, you are forever in our thoughts and our hearts. As a member of the Johnson County Auxiliary, we would like to give this quilt of valor donated by the Blue Star Mothers, Chapter 1 of Nebraska City, to Randy Mumm for his service and dedication to this nation. I know.
colors. Present, forward. Order, pause. Right shoulder, pause. Forward, pause. Left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left. Mark time, pause. All out.
Okay, at this time, if I can have the student council come down here. At this time, we would like to escort the vets that do want to eat. Everybody is welcome